dog. Okay, so this story is about a little dog who was blind. This dog was blind from since he was very basically almost out of his mom womb. And this dog was blind for almost all of his life. Now, this dog went through stages of blindness, and he was not totally blind. He was able, when he was younger, to pick up light from directions, but he couldn't see what it was. Just pick up light, right? So, one early morning, as he was following his master, right? He got out of the gate and he ran across the street to a neighbor's house. So the master of the blind dog is calling the blind dog back, even though it's 4 day, or some people might say very early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning. There's not a lot of people usually on the road. There's practically almost no one on the road at this time in this neighborhood, right? So the master is calling his little blind dog back. And the blind dog, of course, he goes by smell and sound, because he can only see a little bit of light. Don't know what the blind dog smelt across the street. So he was determined to get across the street. And as the master was calling the blind dog back, guess what happened? Usually there's no one on the street during this time. Someone in a big black SUV. The master already called their dog back across the street to the house that they're actually living in. And the person literally came out of nowhere. You know how sometimes people drive when it's a residential area, where the speed limit in a lot of areas is 25 to 35 miles an hour. No. They are driving like they're on a main street, right? 50, 55, 60 in a neighborhood. And the thing with that is, what if that wasn't a dog? What happened if it was a human that was crossing the street and you just came around a corner full speed about to flip your SUV over, flying down in the neighborhood? But anyway, the master called the dog over. The SUV popped up out of nowhere. And it was dark, like I said, around 4 o'clock in the morning. So it is dark in that neighborhood. They do not have streetlights because it is a very small neighborhood. There's no streetlights. You will have light if a person has a light outside their house, but no streetlights. So the dog, who's blind, sees the light. And when he saw the light, he heard his master tell him to stop. But he saw the light, so he came running towards the light. And guess what happened? The SUV, of course, could not see this dog. This neighborhood did not have lights. and the SUV rolled over the dog. The master was in shock. Not only that, but the master of this dog felt all of their nerves in their body fire off. The master said that they felt the sound of the scream of the dog go up their spine. Have you ever had that situation? And when the master said that, I can feel it myself because I've been in situations where your skin starts to move. It's weird to explain, but your skin almost starts to move because of the sound. Some people, that sound is when someone scratches a surface and it makes that, I don't even know how to explain the sound, but you get what I'm saying. Because if you haven't felt it, one day in your life, hopefully you won't have to have that feeling. But this dog was flat. The master stood there because the master wasn't going to jump in front of the SUV, because if both of us get hit, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So the master saw their dog get totally flat. His whole torso was flat. When I say flat, I mean flat. And the blind dog let out a blood-curdling, that's the best way I can explain it, a blood-curdling scream. But guess what happened? You're thinking the dog passed away. You're thinking the dog suffered. Nope. None of that happened. Guess what happened? God stepped in, and I kid you not, the master said that the dog realigned their body, spine, ribs, pelvis. I mean, everything came back together. Because the master was in such a shock at the gruesome scene, right? By the time he got out of the shock, the dog was sitting at his side, just looking at him like, oh, this morning was a nice morning. I really enjoyed myself. And the person that was driving the huge black SUV stepped on brakes so hard because they heard the blood-curdling scream, but they didn't know where it came from. So they only stopped for a minute, and then they drove off because you can't see anything. It's 4 o'clock in the morning with no lights on the street. But that is what the master said about their dog. And frankly, I believe it. Do you believe it? Wow.